take a look. Sophie's very happy about this experience that we're about to do. Hi everybody, welcome to Phoenix History. Obviously this is Sophie, everybody, if you haven't seen Sophie before. She's very excited about this. This is an amazing opportunity that, okay, let's just say it's been filmed before, but it's never been documented filmed-wise, if that makes sense, via what you're looking at. So there's been plenty of documentation on it, but actually like this, it's never been done. So, where are we? We are at an amazing fallout shelter, Cold War fallout shelter. And we can't reveal location, and obviously, to be honest with you, this is going to be kind of difficult because it's quite well-known-ish. So for us to try and, we're going to keep it a secret, and if you know about it, please keep it a secret to yourself. Please bear in mind that the owner is of an age where I think we can all safely be respectful enough to say a bit of privacy would be respectful. So if you do know this place, please just respect the fact that it would be better just if we just keep it as this, if you know what I mean by that, everybody out there. So please enjoy this wonderful interview. It's rare because this is the first time ever on my channel that I've ever had the opportunity to meet someone who actually built what we're actually looking at. So this is pretty special. And I'm so grateful to have Sophie with us today. Photos provided by Sophie, by the way. Enjoy the interview that you're just about to see, and then after that we're going to explore it for ourselves. So see you on the other side. Bye. All right, now, so tell us about how you come to build the bunker.
Well, I was employed by the Ministry of Defence driving vehicles for the American Air Force at Sculthorpe Base, and with buses, trucks, cars, everything like that. And in doing so, I knew all the bunkers that were on site, and used to carry the airmen out to the aircraft to Victor Alert, they called it, where all the bombs were in. In fact, one day they nearly cleared the base because an American got down there and he had a rifle and he was going to fire at the bombs. And they weren't very happy about that, of course. But that was working for the transportation. I thought, well, if they've got this this problem on and anything breaks off and they come and bomb the area, my house go flat, I got nowhere to go to. Everything's gone. So I thought, well, okay, I'll dig a bunker. And that's what I did. I mean, I didn't I didn't start it personally. My son decided we wanted somewhere to put a garden tractor in. So he started digging out rather enthusiastically. And when I looked at what he'd done and the structure of the soil and everything else that went with it, I just carried on till we got this massive hole out. And then some builders that came in my shop, who I knew had done concrete construction and steel work, and they advised me what size steel I wanted and the girders. And of course we had everything delivered to site. I'd got my own dumper and digger and everything else to take it up there. And they all came along and we sort of knocked in and got the thing built.
What year was it? Do you remember?
About early 80s, I believe. I can't 100% sure the year seems to have gone by so quick. But needless to say, because the woodland was a preserved woodland, although some wind had blown trees down, there was one or two on the point of falling, which later did. In fact, we had trees all fell over the top of it, and we had to have a woodsman, and he came and he got 3 lorry load of wood, all oak slabs and all sorts, to Even they had to clear it to get in the entrance of it. So that's been through many trials and tribulations.
We've got to ask you about the heated.
The Spar bath.
What
yeah.
was the reckoning behind making
Well,
that? Unusual choice for a
there was
shelter to have.
Yeah, but there was very few Spar baths at that time, and I did my research on it, and a firm at Pfeiffer's Lane, Norwich, who I won't name, came and looked, and they said, "Oh, there's an American one that's ideal. Take about 8 or 9 people," and they brought it in. And they had to lower it in through the roof of the side walls that had been built because there was no way to go through the doors. And so it was the first thing that was put in the square shell. It was just done in, and all the control panels are at the side of it. And of course, it was covered and sorted. We put filters in, dehumidifiers to keep the temperature. The moisture down, a fan to circulate the air, and we even put a television down when we found it was quite dry. So 8 of us could comfortably get in the Spar bath and have there was 4 ladies and 2 couples actually. We just jumped in and had a wonderful time in the Spar bath.
That's amazing, one of the things, isn't it? Because you've also got some exercise equipment here as well, haven't you?
Yes, on the wall I put a sit-up bench which runs from floor to ceiling, and you can angle the board that you lay on at whatever level you want. I think the biggest I've been up was about 4 to pull myself up.
It's quite impressive.
But that's better than going to the gym actually, and we thought we'd need some. And you could do hang-ups on the top rail, get hold of it and pull yourself up and down, depending on your moods and what exercise you want.
And we've spoken before about how far underground do you reckon we are? Not too far, but it's the lowest point, where do you reckon?
I should think where the ceiling must be, I should think about 6 foot under. It'd be 6 foot of soil roughly, because the length of the vents that had to go out, I think there's about 8 vents in all that goes up above ground level, which indeed should there be a necessity, some could be even covered up if necessary.
Did you have, because I've noticed, is it concrete bricks as well that they were sort of like being built roughly around?
It's a double wall.
Okay. Okay.
There was a solid footing put in all the way round, and then the blocks were built up on the wall, on the outside, blocks to hold the soil back. And then the reinforcing bars and the steel girders and stuff were stuck in it. And then they poured the concrete down from the top, so it filled it all up, all the cavities, and the same with the roof. There's concrete, there's steel girders going across, which are still visible on the inside. At the distance, I think there was 8x4 sheets of various heavy-duty ply put on, and then a polythene or membrane over top of that, and then they poured concrete.
What I was going to ask you then on top of that, a random question, but what is your favourite feature of your fallout shelter? What's the thing you were most proud of? Really?
Well, I think the Spar bath really, because there's a lot of problems getting it in and getting the boiler, because the boiler had to be about 12, 14 foot away from the Spar bath, and then the run of pipe work going round it, so you had to circulate the water to keep everything going properly. And
you're the only Grade 2 listed.
That's correct. Yeah.
Fallout shelter.
Yes.
In all of England.
Well,
I don't know if that's a good thing, but it's interesting, isn't it?
Which has been through trials and tribulations. I mean, I've had lots of councillors down. In fact, one set of them nearly got locked in because they came to insist on doing their drawings of it and asking me various questions, because they wanted to prosecute me actually for doing this heinous thing, which the customers behind me, because I ran a fish and chip shop at the time, they were all for me and used to look at it in the paper and smile. Well, one morning the councillor said that they wanted to come and inspect it, and a delegation of them came along, and I was fitting a door handle in at the time on the bottom, no, the middle doors, and the screw had fallen off one end, and I nearly shut myself in by pulling the handle out. And before I could get the handle back in, I thought, oh, I don't know, this would be exciting. Should they happen to be down there, and I went out to answer my telephone, I might pull the handle out. Mind you, I'd have come and let them out later on the day, of course, I wouldn't have. When I come back from lunch after frying, and it would have been it would have been a pure accident because I wouldn't have done it hardly. But they didn't like me a lot anyway. So
do you get any privileges by being Grade 2 listed, or does it just mean in for you that it's never going to be touched? What's really the...
This is it. This is the privileges that nobody can come and tell me that I've built it wrong. This need doing or that need doing. In fact, if I alter the colour of anything, I'd have to, first of all, go back to the grading people and ask them if it was possible. In fact, we had a problem with some oak trees, I said, that came down, and because of that, I didn't want the front of the thing damaged, so I put a solid wooden thing out at the entrance to, the timbers on that, I think 10 by 4 hardwood. And believe me, they're heavy. They took the weight of the oak trees. And there's soil on top and everything. They took away the oak trees coming down in a gale. I think it was 1982.
Oh, the big.
There was a very big. There was loads of trees came down everywhere. Blickling Hall was strewn with trees that fell down.
We were saying that it's a weird one for me because I'm almost as old as this bunker without revealing my age. But I'm only about a couple of years old, just a bit we're about almost in this bunker, almost the same age. It's a bit funny to.
Yeah.
But the only other thing I was going to mention to you, the generator isn't here; it's in the shed, isn't it? That's the only other thing that
it was taken into the shed because a painter said it would be a problem keep moving it around in the way, so 3 or 4 of us got hold of it and put it in the shed across the way, but it could be placed back in at any time if necessary.
And the final question really I wanted to ask you is really what's the legacy for this, do you feel, for you with this fallout shelter? Obviously you know it's important to what you've done, but did you realise even at the time how important it could be even for people like us to visit and see?
I've got no idea whatsoever. It was just a functional spa bath, an entertainment place and a functional building that could be used at any time. But now it's here for future generations.
From the bottom of my heart, and obviously for Sophie, who's obviously in the background, this is Sophie's first ever fallout shelter. So for you to even invite us to do that, it's amazing.
Yeah. I noticed her looking up at the roof at the time and too thinking stuff, well, is it safe? But it is.
We just want to say thank you so much for this opportunity.
You're more than welcome.
It's been brilliant. We hope that obviously the people who are going to watch this are just going to be just as invested in this wonderful piece of history and this opportunity for us. It's well worth a visit for us lot to come up and see you. So thank you so much for this.
Wherever it's posted on YouTube or wherever, I'd like to see it myself.
Of course you will. Of course you will.
Just to have a...
And I'm sure there's going to be lots of people who watch this video are going to show you great admiration and respect as well for what you've done. And the work that you've gone into it. So from both of us, thank you so much.
There's quite a few thousand people over the years that know me.
Yeah, he'll be all right, mate.
With my various escapades.
But thank you so much, mate.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello everybody and welcome back. So, what an amazing interview, more importantly, and truly humbling and grateful to have that experience with the person, like we said before, that actually built this. Still blows my mind even though we're here and we're talking about it, and he's such an amazingly kind and wonderful human being. And we're not just saying that, we've had the full tour today and it's been really beautiful, and what an incredible experience, one that we definitely won't forget in a hurry. We're going to start as we've entered. Now the door, you can see, this hasn't been opened out as a recording is for 6 months, so we've actually had to do a bit of a clean up really, which has been actually quite a nice experience to do as well. You can see already the steps lead down. Down there is where the drainage is. So that's where all the drainage goes from excess water. And then we've got this wonderful old proper hard door actually. Believe it or not, that's actually that's a lot heavier than you can imagine actually. Wonderful. And then this is where the generator would have placed, and it would have been placed around about that sort of angle. And then that's really the main bit of where we're at now. Originally, this would have just stopped here, but there was an extension, like a wooden sort of extension that sort of came out here, which way you've looked at. But originally that wasn't here, and it was just literally the bunker as it was, just literally situated in this side here. So what I think the next thing to do is, if you follow me now actually, we'll take a look. So, as you lead in, there's another step. And then we've got this. So this is a Tropic Oil by Purex, which is a heater for the boiler, for the Spar. Yeah, I mean, it's crazy, isn't it? Also another vent there.
Oh God, can we go up? That's creepy. That is really creepy. Yeah. You can see daylight.
Plenty of light switches, and then if you follow me into these wonderful rooms, let's have a look. Okay, so we're now in the main complex itself, which obviously where we had the interview with the owner, and you can see that the taps still work. Lovely and cool that. And then we've got cupboards here.
Another light.
Yeah. Obviously used for storage. And then you've got a fan, which is what you can hear in the background. And then behind you, you've got some vents as well. The bedroom, or the to stay over, would have been these sort of like military type of bunks, basically, that would have been placed here. Then you've got the dehumidifier, the automatic one. That was so cool, isn't it? And that's obviously what was obviously
Pièce de résistance.
the piece de resistance, the Spar itself, the wonderful thing. Wonderful that, really. It's so unusual. Like I said, grade 2 listed as well. Then we've got a nice bit of heating here. Then we've got something really cool as well. So, this is an exercise bench. So, I'm not going to do it, everybody. I know you desperately want me to. I know this would have been quite good to actually do this. So, obviously, you could lie on that and do your push ups. I can't do that.
Sit ups.
Sit ups, sorry. Yeah, not push ups. So, obviously, lie on that, do that. And obviously, you've got a handlebar as well. I think it was like 4 push ups.
Pull ups.
Pull ups. Dear me. Okay. So yeah, you've got a nice bit of exercise equipment here as well. It's really cool. There you go. Didn't think I'd ever be going into a Cold War bunker and seeing some exercise equipment. That's quite unusual in itself. Some chairs, practical purpose, and that is pretty much it in here. Like I said, we've got another vent as well, going through there. And like I said, obviously you can hear in the background that air whisking around. Like I said, it's been 6 months since this has actually been opened up anyway. So there's a bit of mould, so we've cleaned it up a little bit to get a nice bit of circulation of air. And I think, everybody, we are pretty much done. How cool was that? Well, everybody.
Hello from the bar.
Hello from the Spar. Don't worry, we have permission to do this. So it's all good. So yeah, welcome. I think in historical context, who gets to say that they ever get an opportunity to sit into a Spar in the middle of a Cold War fallout shelter? I think that's quite an unusual thing that not many people in our life. I know that obviously I didn't think at my age that I'd ever get to a stage where I'd be sitting into a Spar and feeling the bubbles. Although the Cold War fallout shelter. We would like to say thank you so much to the owner for this just once, and it really is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Sophie's first ever Cold War fallout shelter. There's not really many of them about, so to be honest with you, it's like to even have an opportunity is a wonderful thing. You've got to respect the fact that even though this one's been quite well documented throughout, please just respect the owner and the fact that he is an elderly gentleman, as you obviously saw, and that we just really want to keep this location as sort of secretive, under duress as possible, if that makes sense to all of you out there. I don't think we need to really talk into code in terms of rules of respect and stuff like that, you know what I mean? Last thing we really want to do is just encourage lots of people just randomly banging on his door and everything else like that. Just, let's just take this as an exception to the rule. But to have this once in a lifetime opportunity for this grade 2 listed fallout shelter, there's so many things about this thing that are just different outside of even a fallout shelter. Yeah. The only grade 2 listed one ever, which anyway. Sophie, any words?
It's fabulous.
It's cool, isn't it?
It's really cool.
Photos provided by Sophie. Really hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for joining us, more importantly. Thank you for Sophie as well. She's been amazing with me today, providing some much needed company and help with photography and help setting up stuff, actually, to be honest. Take care, everybody. And we will, of course, see you all very soon. Because history matters, well, do we even need to argue the point on that one about this, how important history is on this one? Just remember the fact that he built this because of the genuine threat of Cold War. So let's just remind ourselves of the severity of all of this. Even though this is a Spar and slightly unusual design, it's true. It's, the actual severity of actually being used is quite, strange. It's just strange, this, isn't it? But there you go. Take care, everybody. We'll see you all very soon. You ready, Sophie? If we can, come out.